All right, today I'm late to the free live streaming session. I apologize. There is a reason for that. Every day we are plugged into the activity after hours, and I have customers to attend and to explain certain things. Bear in mind that after hours activity is a very important tool for a successful investor in the markets as well as pre-market. So we have been following this company, this stock GoPro, that today was up more than 13%, and I already addressed this in the morning. So all day we have been with GoPro. In fact, more than today, in the past 5 days, let me show you, we were able to change completely the sentiment in GoPro, 5 days, from quite bearish to very bullish, to the point that today everyone, GoPro, it is on the news all over the world, and we are proud of it. So we have this show. I'm referring to the late, the night, the lights are off, as you can notice, and we have this show late night with Jean. Jean is our stock analyst. In fact, we have more than, we have 3 stock analysts at this company, right? I love stock analysts. It's something that pleases me very much. I love them, all right? In fact, today we had one analyst in the morning upgrading shares of GoPro. And you had time to profit from that call made by this company, but I explained the reasons for this stock to shoot to the upside today, or in the past days, in fact, reversing the sentiment. The real reasons are explained in today's presentation, available on Facebook, on Vimeo, on YouTube, and in our website. Okay, so I'm going to introduce to those that they have not yet had the pleasure to meet Jean. Jean is our analyst. Come here, Jean. Jean here is here, you see, Jean here. Jean, he became quite skinny. It is related to an episode a few years ago, the motherfucker. Is related to an episode a few years ago, since that case of Bear Stearns. You know, he called it the collapse of Bear Stearns. Jean, you know the Jean, he appeared on TV and he called it the collapse of Bear Stearns. But Jean, he was not able to explain properly to investors that Bear Stearns was going to collapse. So many, they misunderstood Jean comments, and instead of selling short Bear Stearns, they invested in Bear Stearns for the future. So Jean, what happened is an unfortunate situation. Jean got cancer, and today, poor fellow, he became quite skinny. Nevertheless, he works here because I'm a very kind person, and I've been always helping Jean throughout these years, using his opinion to explain to people certain things which I consider important in the market. So we have, in fact, GoPro on the screen, and GoPro, it was the play of the day, all right? And you were informed about it since the very moment in the morning, pre-market. Always be prepared pre-market, not when the market is open or the open bell. You already have to have a plan in advance. That is the reason why you had those lessons available yesterday already, holiday, but we have been here working for you, giving you the tools to prepare the next day, the plan, and you had plenty of time to capitalize on it. As well as this analyst in the US that decided to upgrade the GoPro for whatever reason, since they have been upgrading shares for the past 5 months. But this time around it worked, and it worked for the reason that I mentioned. Anyway, the rally, the bonds in GoPro, it was extraordinarily very good. So everyone had today an immense opportunity to make a vast sum of money. There was no risk whatsoever since the open bell to buy GoPro and to let the profits run until the very end. After hours, the stock was trading shares at $51. Right, Gene? So, Gene, I'm not sure whether Gene is... his face does not look very, quite frankly, quite happy. What's up, Gene? What? How is your long position in GoPro doing? Huh? I think Gene, you don't have a long position in GoPro. So I've been here, investing my fucking time saying buy GoPro, cover your short position. If you had a short, to cover your short position, don't you... Are you short GoPro? I think, I don't know, but it appears to me that Gene is still short GoPro. What's your problem with GoPro? I think that I know what is his problem. His problem is that last year in 2014, Gene made a call. Gene is, as an analyst, normally, his mind is focused on certain formulas, certain beliefs that people normally they use to invest in the market, such as master degrees, doctor PhDs, technical analysis, fundamental analysis, and Gene likes the calculator and often is there seated all day making calculations. So last year in 2014, Gene was calculating the price target for other IPO that you are aware of, which is Mobileye. And he came with a wonderful price. I was surprised that he was, he spent here kind of, 2 weeks trying to convince me that Mobileye was going to be a great, in fact, the IPO of 2014. I said, Jim, man, look, you can say whatever you want, but you don't convince me. In fact, I'm glad that you are bringing that point because I'm downgrading Mobileye. $60.20 Mobileye, and you say that where is going $80? Don't you think that is a bit obscene? Where are you coming those numbers? And Gene told me, look, this analyst, and he put that, the name of the firm. They have a $100 target in Mobileye. Is it investment for the future, Gene? According to his formulas, the PhD formulas. Gene, I also have a PhD, but does not convince me. Where are the fucking numbers? They are using, all of them are using the same numbers, the same formulas, so you have to do something different, right? But Gene bought. Did you buy Mobileye? So let's see what happened to Mobileye. Mobileye today, where did this stock close? $35.68. Well, Gene has been making some terrible calls, in fact, throughout the years. And that problem of Bear Stearns, I think that really affected Gene. And so let's see what happens to Mobileye since the IPO. We have here, I think that is a good idea to go back to Mobileye. We have here the shares at $35.68. Let's see if we can visualize better. I'm not sure if you can visualize better this. Gene, look at the fucking screen. Look at the screen, Gene, and what is the price Mobileye? Look, he is turning his back. He does not want to see. You see, this is the problem of investors. They don't want. They refuse to see the reality. They invest according to their perception, to their beliefs, and then what happens is this: they just keep their losses running, and that is the problem with most investors in the market. They invest, they trade according to their own beliefs, and then they are unable to respond to, in the end, to do something about it. And there is, or there are, hundreds of examples that I discussed in the past few years, where I've been teaching this simple formula, and it is not necessary to have a PhD to understand this. There are only, listen to me, Gene, there are only two reasons to close a position: to take a profit or to reverse direction of trading or investment. So on that day that I downgraded this stock at $60.20, it was the top. I can prove it. I have customers, they can come out and say that is the reality. I can prove that the call in GoPro it was made at $95, as well as I can prove, I'm the only person that can prove that the call 5 days ago it was made at $42.80. Okay, I have those things recorded, all right? So here, the Mobile Eye call, I just made one in fact. It was that downgrade in Mobile Eye to neutral, $60.20. I didn't like it because everyone liked it. And I didn't like, quite frankly, because the only thing that you need, as I explained to Jean, but he does not want to listen to me, is you have to look at the tape. You see those numbers, those prices, they are running all day. And by looking at the tape, you see that there is something wrong about it, all right? But Jean, the formula, gives $80, $100, and he believes that someone will be there, to raise the target. But Jean then forgets that this is all about momentum. And momentum has two sides of a coin, the positive momentum and the negative momentum. So what did happen to Mobile Eye? Well, in a matter of days, momentum evaporated. Since then, the momentum never came back, as you can see, and the stock shares developed a very nice downtrend. So the only thing that you had to do, it was to invest in Mobile Eye on the short side, according to the trend. And if those of you that like so much to read books and rely on books, on your own education and your PhDs and master degrees, if that is your case, then there is one rule in every single book that says invest according to the trend. So here you have the trend, it has been a downtrend. So where is the problem of investing in Mobile Eye on the short side? I explained this to Jean hundreds of times, but Jean, because he invests according to his own beliefs, his own targets, and every day is afraid that one analyst is going to upgrade Mobile Eye, he never sold short the stock. So what happened to Jean is he became a little bit, now he's not only skinny, as he's fucking yellow. That is even worse. He has fever, the motherfucker. So what happens is that Jean let his losses run. Okay, but now let's assume this figure, this scenario. Let's say that Jean, for whatever reason, you followed Jean principle and you bought Mobile Eye at $55. Well, today you are down $20 per share, my friend. Do you have money to, to keep this position forever? What are you going to do? So you had to think about this before, not to make the questions later on. Now, having said this, which quite frankly it is logical, I'm not saying anything so far that is difficult or complicated for any brain in the world. I would say that following the principle that I've just mentioned, there are only two reasons to close a position, to take a profit or to reverse direction of investment. If Jean didn't have any profit, I told him, Jean, you don't have any profit, so close the motherfucker position, assume the loss, and go short the stock. And once you go short the stock, sell short the most, because there is no other choice, there is no other alternative. And Gene knew that I was right about it, because I already explained this several years ago in so many stocks. I've been explaining this, and one of the most famous, the Tesla Motors case, where they had sell ratings, at $40 and $60, and they were all covering short positions because they didn't have other option. And the same about Netflix, 3 years ago, where the stock, you remember that gap, $58 or $60, all the way up to 80, and then 80 to 120. They didn't have any chance. They had to cover short positions. They were calling Netflix a dog, and they had to cover the shorts, and they had at the same time to reverse to the long side. This is what happened recently in Amazon with my call ahead of earnings. I knew that most players, they had short positions. I can prove that. So if they had, most of them had short positions, if they were betting that Amazon was going, like the previous quarters, to announce something negative, well, once the company announced something positive, that created, an impulse, momentum impulse, and all of you had plenty of time to profit from Amazon on the long side, even after the company reported earnings. So in this case, Gene, if he followed this principle, which is rather simple, quite frankly, and this is proven, all right, Gene could have recovered not only all his losses. Today he could be sleeping. Today he would be a fat motherfucker. And today Gene is, he looks like that. Why? Because there is no hope. There are no miracles. So why do you keep losing money in the market? Because you don't have a methodology. That methodology, and even if you have a methodology, because Gene had the methodology, he knew about it. So what did it fail here about Gene? The lesson is very simple. Gene remained attached to his own beliefs. So he does not pull the trigger, because in the end he believes that for some reason, unknown reason, I keep asking the same every day. He believes, probably today, still, that one day this is going to $100. But the day that, for some reason, Mobile Eye reverses course, probably Gene is not going to be there anymore, because meanwhile, he capitulated. So you understood the process that we followed in Mobile Eye, as well as in GoPro or Twitter, it was the same. First, the very first thing that you have to do, you bet on the crash, because they crash. I guarantee to you, they all crash. When I want, they crash. You profit the most from the crash, and then once you have a price that no one believes in, that everyone is selling, you say, okay, now I cover my short position, I buy the stock, and now I'm an investor. Why? Because everyone else is selling the stock. And before, they were saying that the stock was going to $100. So it always works. Why don't you try at least once? I asked the same question to Gene since Bear Stearns. But Gene, it's probably the drink, I don't know, we have there a Coke. You understand? So this is a lesson that you should be aware. And today, instead of Mobile Eye, it was not the stock to be, maybe tomorrow. I'm not going to tell you. But you had to be. And this is where you find other issue in the market. Other question, common question that investors have is, where do I put my money? Where? Should it be in Mobile Eye? Should it be in GoPro? Where? Where? And you had the answer to that question in our lesson. And the timing of the lesson, it was perfect. And if you are a registered user to the website, you got an email during the day where we called your particular attention for the fact that GoPro, it was the best performer at that time, even at that time, during the day. So we had plenty of time to tune, to look at the action, and to do something about it. And during the day we had time to publish lessons about GoPro. I had been here with customers and live streaming. I have been here attending the phone. I've been here publishing, material, and we did all this. And there was time all day long. Why? Because we knew that GoPro, it was going to close at the high of the day, not only closing bell, as well as after hours, $51 as demonstrated. So we stay here because it was important. We followed the activity. And all this is about money, it's about being professional, to be present when it is necessary. While Gene spent all the time there sitting, making calculations. I'm dying. And I have this problem because I'm tired of talking to this motherfucker, trying to convince him, but he does not want to listen. Why? I don't know. So, we keep beating on this motherfucker until he dies. All right? So see you tomorrow with other lesson and in other stock, probably. And congratulations on GoPro. Bye-bye.